Well, hello, once again. This is me, Leonard Wells, broadcasting as usual from Haslingden, north of Manchester in the UK. I want to talk a little bit about what we know as the Eurosceptics. I tend to refer to them as Eurosceptics because there's so few of them and they stand out a little bit. So, what is it about these people who are so sceptical about what goes on in Europe? Well, amongst them there is John Redwood MP for Wokingham. Very good chap, works very hard, I'm sure, but I don't agree with him, and I'm going to tell you why. If you look at the map of Europe and you think of the last 2,000 years, it ought to be as obvious as anything that we've done nothing in Europe but fight each other tooth and nail. Millions have died in all the wars that we've fought across Europe, and Britain has not escaped. We've fought everybody one time or another. So one of the things that makes a difference in Europe compared to us is the fact that we've only been invaded once, which was in, well, as you know, 1066. Most other countries in Europe have been invaded, and particularly Germany and France have fought each other so often that after the Second World War, in which, as you know, we stood alone in 1940, which was quite a feat, really. Although we weren't actually alone. I mean, we had the Australians and the New Zealanders and the Indians and the Pakistanis and the South Africans and the Canadians, and they were all on our side. But the point is this, that at the end of the Second World War, the people of Europe had had enough. And there was a move to find ways to bring peace. And if you think about it, we've had peace since the end of the Second World War in Europe, for them almost completely, with one or two exceptions like Kosovo and Yugoslavia and one or two more bits and pieces. But on the whole, we've had relative peace. Now, in 1951, the Europeans got together and they decided to start what was called the Iron and Steel Community. The object of which was to keep Germany in check, so that they couldn't get their hands on the wherewithal to start another war. And at the negotiations for this, a British representative was sent, and he came home early because he said it would never work. Now, not many years later, Britain was begging to go in, and first of all, de Gaulle said no, because the British won't play cricket by the rules. And to some extent he was right, because once we got in, it was rather like joining a golf club and insisting that you have a bigger ball. But only you have the bigger ball, not everybody else. So we wanted all the privileges, but we didn't want to play by all the rules. So we didn't join the euro, which makes a lot of sense if you think about it for trade. All right, you say a country that's in the euro can't set its own interest rate. Well, people can discuss things, and there are ways of changing things. It's not all fixed. Why always look on the black side? Why always be negative about these things? If you think about it, the European experiment, if you like, is a great success. And then we wouldn't join Schengen. So now we have to show passports to come into our own country. We're getting our knickers into a real twist because we won't play ball properly. If we're in a club, we should play by the rules of that club, because from the European perspective, we're a pain in the butt. And of course, poor old Ireland has to follow us. Well, I'm not going to waffle on too long, but I'd just like to say, don't be too sceptical about Europe. It's all very well, these Eurosceptics complaining that it's not democratic. But under our electoral system, at the last election but one, every constituency in Surrey returned a Conservative Member of Parliament. So what's strange about that? But only 50% of the people of Surrey voted Conservative. Is that democratic? I ask you. Well, think about it. Good night. God bless, while it's still legal in the UK to say God bless. And think about Europe, because we are part of it, whether we like it or not. We have a tunnel connecting us, so we're definitely a part of it. All the best.